Welcome back to Firehouse Yoga. I'm Sofia, and we're here today at Station 21. Shout out to the Pure Fitness team for being here today and for all that they do. Today we have our second 45-minute full body sequence for you. This one is going to be a little bit more challenging than the first one that we did. So in yoga, we're trying to find the balance between strength and flexibility, and this video is going to lean a little bit more towards the strength side. But don't worry, you'll still feel stretched out and relaxed by the end of it. So let's remember to prioritize our breath in and out through the nose, slow, deep, and even throughout the class. If you're finding that you can't breathe, you're holding your breath, or just can't catch your breath, then go ahead and slow down. Try to reestablish that and come back to this. We're really trying to get that nervous system benefit of the parasympathetic nervous system kicking in with that deep breathing. So don't forget about that. All right, so if you have blocks, go ahead and grab them and set them at the front of the mat, and we'll get started. So stepping up to the front of the mat, feet are about hip distance apart, spread the toes, shoulders roll down the back, lift up through the crown of the head. Go ahead and close your eyes. Let's just take a few deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. Inhaling and exhaling. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head. Exhale, rooting down through the feet. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, just clearing your mind, asking yourself to be present. On your next inhale, let's reach the arms up to the sky. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. And exhale, hands back down by the sides. Breathing and moving now. Inhale, reach up. Try to make that inhale last the whole length of the movement. Exhale, hands down. And one more time. Inhale, reach up. Go ahead and grab your right wrist this time, and we're going to reach up and over to the left. So really staying long, pressing down through the feet. You can let your head kind of rest on the arm. Inhale up through center. Other side. Exhale, reach over to the right. Feel that nice stretch this side of your body. One more time. Inhale up. Grab the right wrist. Exhale over, getting long. Inhale up. Exhale over. Just warming up the spine with some lateral flexion here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the hands behind you and interlace them behind your back. So palms are touching. Reach the knuckles down towards the ground and lift the chest up, trying to stretch those shoulders out. Good. From here, try to keep the hands interlaced, bend the knees, and we're going to fold forward. See if you can move the hands away from the back. Good. Bend your knees. And now bend the knees deeper, release the fingertips down by the floor, and then we're going to bring them up to the sky for chair pose. Okay, you're going to see this pose a few times, so make sure you can lift your toes off the ground, meaning your weight's back towards your heels. Arms are up. If this is hard on your shoulders, you can modify with cactus arms. Good. Inhale, reach up. Press the hips forward, reach the fingertips back, and get a nice back bend here. Breathe. Exhale, one more time. So interlace your hands with the other thumb on top this time, if you can figure that one out. Knuckles reach down, lift the chest up, stretching up. And exhale, bend the knees, fold forward, head hangs down. Draw the forehead in closer to your shins. Good, bend the knees, release the fingertips, scoop them down by the floor. Then biceps by the ears for chair pose, warming up those legs a little bit, sinking a little lower than you want to. And reach up, rise up, big back bend, lifting up and out of the hips. Exhale, hands by your sides. All right, so we're going to move into some sun salutations now. We'll take the first one nice and slow, and then we'll add on. So starting in that chair pose again. Bend the knees, scoop the fingertips down by the floor, and then up by the ears. Try to smile. Good, hands come down together. Exhale, fold forward. So bend your knees enough that you can really start to hang forward there. So let your head hang down, draw the head in towards the shins. Good, and then we're going to inhale up into our halfway lift. So bring your hands to about knee level. pull the chest forward, shoulders draw down, weight in the heels, and then exhale, fold forward, step back to plank pose. Good, let's lower down to our knees for this first plank pose. So you're in a knee plank, shoulders are down the back, spin the elbows back into the rib cage and exhale, lower down. Press your feet and hips into the floor. Inhale, take a little back bend. Go ahead and just look out at the floor rather than looking up. That can strain the neck. And then exhale, push back, downward facing dog. So in downward dog, take a step forward with each foot, a small step, and then bend the knees, and with your arms, push the hips up and back. Good, looking back towards the knees here. Good, so your back should be nice and straight. If you feel a lot of roundness through the back, try bending your knees more. Good, sink those heels down, but it doesn't matter if they touch the ground. Good, at the end of your exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and start walking or stepping all the way back to the top of the mat. Come back into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. All right, inhale, chair pose, reach up. And rise up, give me a back bend. Good, hands down. All right, adding on. Bend the knees, scoop the fingertips down by the floor, up to the sky. Just really sink in. Exhale, fold forward. Forehead draws in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Lower down on an exhale. Keep that core nice and tight. Don't let the hips meet the floor before the chest. And roll the shoulders back. Cobra pose. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Push up and back. Good. From here, lift your right leg up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Hinge forward. Try to kick that right foot all the way up to the top of the mat. If it didn't make it, just walk it forward with your right foot, or right hand. Turn the left foot out. Rise up. So our feet are a little wide here, about hip distance this way. Try to anchor that back foot down. Bend your front knee and now turn the hips to the front of the mat. Should feel a nice stretch to the front of the left hip, maybe the calf. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, plank pose. Good. Come back to your breath here. Lowering down on an exhale. Pulling through on an inhale. Relax those shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant those hands firmly down. Inhale, left leg kicks up to the sky. Exhale, use your core to lift that knee up high into the chest. Step it forward. Walk it forward. Turn that right foot out. And rise up. So put your hands on your hips and try to swivel your hips as much as you can while keeping your back foot down. Good. Inhale, arms up. Really bend deeply into that front leg. Build some strength there. Exhale. Plank pose. Lower down. Inhale, cobra. So find your cobra. It might be higher, it might be lower. Exhale, downward dog. Good, so we're gonna pause here for 3 breaths. If you need a break at any point, this is a good time to take it. Maybe just take a quick child's pose, resting down. Good, and we'll take 2 more breaths there. Really use your hands actively, all 10 fingers, all 4 corners of the palm. At the end of your exhale, bend the knees, look forward. You can walk, you can step, or you can hop. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Fingertips up towards the sky. Rise up. Exhale, hands down. All right, adding on. Chair pose. Keep breathing. Inhale. You should be building some heat now. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders down. Exhale, plank pose. See if you can lower down a little slower this time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You also have the option to hover above the floor and come into upward facing dog, which is arms straight, knees off the ground. Your choice. Downward dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Keep sinking the left heel down so you get that nice calf stretch. Exhale, step it through. Rise up, warrior 1. So our hips are square to the front here. Arms up, deep bend in that front knee. Make sure you have a 90-degree angle in your front leg. And now we're gonna open to warrior 2. So move your left foot in line with the right foot. So you're on a tightrope. Arms come out to the side. So watch this right knee, push it out to the right. And with it pushing out to the right, turn your hips open to the long edge of the mat as much as you can. Nice job. Engage that low belly so that you're nice and stacked. And exhale, plank pose. Good. Find your breath here. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down or hover and pull through. Your choice. Exhale, downward dog. Strong arms. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, step it through. Turn that right foot out. Plant it down. Warrior 1. Sink in deeply. Warrior 2. Step your feet on that tightrope. Arms open out to the side. Watch that left knee. Keep it tracking over the toes. Good. Draw that low belly in. Kind of tuck the tailbone under a little bit. Smile. And exhale. Plank pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Broadening the collarbones. Exhale, downward dog. Or child's pose. 3 deep breaths. Downward dog, really try to sink your chest down through the shoulders. So you're getting a nice shoulder opener as well. The rib cage is drawn in and the hips are lifting up and back. The end of your next exhale, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, everybody's favorite pose. And rise up. Exhale, hands by the sides. All right, one more time, here we go. Chair pose. Really sink into it. Exhale, fold. Deep fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders down the back, strong core, strong low back here. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Keep those shoulders strong as you lower down. Hover or lower all the way through. If you're hovering, you're coming onto the tops of the feet to pull through, and downward dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Turn that left foot out. Warrior 1. Good, so it's a long, slow process of squaring the hips forward, but just start where you are. And warrior 2, step the left foot back. Might be a little longer stance here, watch that right knee. And now we're gonna reach the right arm up, let the left hand come to the back leg, and we're gonna take a side bend here for peaceful warrior. Let your head match the line of the spine. Keep that front knee nice and bent. And exhale, coming forward. Cartwheel the arms, step back. Plank pose, exhale. Inhale, back bend. Open the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, huck it forward. Turn that right foot out. Use your core to rise up with balance. Arms up. Exhale, warrior 2. Try to keep your knee right where it is and the nice deep bend in the knee while you lift the left arm up and back. Peaceful warrior. You can look up, you can look to the side, whatever feels better on your neck. And exhale. Arms come down, step back, lower down. This is called chaturanga pose. Everyone's second favorite pose. Inhale, back bend. Exhale. 3 breaths. Downward facing dog or child's pose. Whatever helps you come back to your breath more. So your ears should be between your biceps, arms nice and long, hips up high. Good. At the end of the next exhale, bend the knees, look towards the top of the mat, and walking, stepping, or hopping back up. Inhale, half up. Exhale, deep fold. And our last chair pose. Good, bend those knees, make sure those toes can lift up, reach those arms up. Engage your core. And rise all the way up, big stretch, reach the fingertips back. And exhale, hands down by the sides. Close your eyes again. Notice your breath. Notice anything else that's shifted for you. Maybe your mood, maybe your energy level. Definitely feeling my heart beating a little faster. All right, so we're warmed up. Let's work on some balance. You might want to have your blocks handy here at the top of the mat on the tall setting. You may use them. And we're going to do tree pose first. So spread the toes, really try to ground down through the left foot, and then stand up nice and tall. So strong back, strong core, rib cage drawn in. And it's a great way to stabilize those ankles and build strength in the feet. You can start here if you're feeling good here. Start to walk that right foot higher up the leg. You can also grab the ankle maybe, stick it up a little higher. These blue shorts are very slippery, so really glue your foot into your leg into your foot. Stand up tall, push that right knee back. So you feel a nice stretch through the groin there, and hands are here. Good. If you're falling all over the place, that's good. That means you're challenging yourself. You have plenty of room to gain more balance. If you want the next challenge, then join me in trying to bring the right ankle across the top of the left knee. Okay, now we're going to open up that outer hip. So hands can rest on your shin or be here, wherever they help you. Really bend that standing leg and start to sit the hips back. The spine is still nice and long. If you can make it to the blocks, then you don't have to balance anymore. It's a good goal. Good, let's take a couple more breaths here. Keep that right foot active to protect the right knee, so pulling the toes back. Good, engaging the core, standing up nice and tall. Try to maintain that balance as you rise all the way back up. And step the feet back down. Nice. All right, other side. There's one side that's always got better balance, so maybe you already know what that is for you. Maybe you're about to find out. So standing tall, tree pose, spread the right foot, and start to walk the foot up the leg. Try not to put a lot of pressure on the knee if you're resting it on the knee. All right. Trying to find steadiness. If you fall out of it, don't worry, just come back slowly while breathing. There's yoga in the falling too. Good, reaching up through the crown of the head, pulling that left knee back. And then maybe moving on to the figure four stretch. So left foot is flexed. Sit back just like we were doing in chair pose. Weight towards the back of that right foot. Resting the hands wherever they help you. Maybe out to the sides. Maybe you can make it to the blocks. Feel that nice stretch, that outer left hip, piriformis, the glutes, parts of the hamstrings. Good, take one more breath. Sink a little deeper in that right knee if you can. And rising up slowly. Ta-da! All right, so that was a nice static balance challenge. Now let's try something a little more dynamic, so you can move your blocks off again. We're gonna come into a high lunge. So this is a nice balance challenge right here. So both toes are pointing forward. Your feet are gonna move quite a bit in this, so pay attention. Right hand to the floor. We're gonna twist open towards the left knee. So left arm reaches up, open that chest. Good, now really engage your core, strong legs. Reach your left arm back towards the back of your mat. Your right arm comes forward. Do a big circle. So my feet are pivoting, rotating, and ending up in that high lunge to the back of the mat. Now left arm comes down to the floor, and right arm reaches up. So nice long stance here. You should be taking up better part of your mat. Good, engage the core, and rise up. Lead with that left arm forward. Big circle. Okay, so dynamic balance into just a nice spinal twist hip opener. Good, keep going. You can move at your own pace here. Really rotating the feet, staying low. No rush. Actually, the slower you go, the harder this is. Really turning that chest open towards the sky when you get there. Good, let's do one more full round. Getting your brain working a little bit here too. Deep bend in that front knee, twist open, look up. And all the way back to the front. Left arm comes up and over. Nice job, Jared. And in your high lunge. Good, let's go ahead and step back to a plank pose. Nice slow lower down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up to the sky. This time, bend the right knee and start to stack the right hip on top of the left hip. If you don't have a lot of movement there, it's okay. You'll get there, but try to reach your right heel in towards your low back. Good, from there, straighten the leg back out, turn the hips back to the front, and we're gonna try to get this right knee all the way up towards the right hand. Okay, we're setting up for pigeon pose. So tuck your left toes under and start to walk the left foot back, trying to sink the hips down towards the floor. Okay, and if this doesn't work for anyone's knees, if you have any knee pain here, you're welcome to just come onto your back and do figure 4 stretch that way. All right, so your right knee should be out to the right slightly of your body. Try to even out your weight. Back foot is straight back. So we're getting long here, and then maybe starting to fold forward. So if you have blocks, you could always do forearms on blocks if you're not quite ready to make it down to the floor. If you're just feeling great here, some people's hips are just really open in this way, then you could rest your forehead on your hands. Wherever you are, just hang out for about 5 deep breaths. If you want more of a stretch in this pose, you move your right shin more parallel with the top of the mat, but I don't need that. Most people don't, but in case you do. Good, calming that nervous system down again. We've already done a lot of work here. We're starting to slow things down a little bit. And let's slowly rise back up. Plant those hands, tuck the left toes under, come back to your plank pose. Slow lower down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back bend. Good, elbows are tight, shoulders are down. Exhale. Let's do that on the other side. Press up and back, downward dog. Hands are firmly rooted down. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the left knee and start to stack the left hip on top of the right hip. So your hands and shoulders stay put. It's the lower half of your body that's turning open. Good, straighten that leg back out and get that left knee up and out to the left side of the mat. So it's not right in front of your hips. Good, tuck those right toes under, just walk that right leg back. Some people's hips might be more up here. If that's the case, you can always put a block under your hip. It might be more comfortable. But if your hips are close to the floor, you probably don't need it. So long spine. Keep the spine long as you come forward. So try not to collapse forward. Keep reaching forward. 5 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale through the nose. Asking yourself to stay present. If your mind wanders off, just call it back. Ask it to watch the breath and just notice the sensations in the body. You're probably feeling your left hip here. There's plenty to focus on there. And starting to rise back up slowly. Good, tuck those right toes under. Strong core, lift the hips, step back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down to the floor. Good, take that back bend. So So our back should be nice and warmed up now. So if you want to try to straighten the arms a little more, see how it feels. Exhale. Press back. We're gonna come to seated now. So figure out how to get over to seated. We're gonna do a little bit of core work. So coming into boat pose. So I'm gonna turn to this side here so you can see. So you want your back to be nice and long. That's the most important part here. So if you can keep your back long while lifting the feet off the floor, great. If you felt yourself slump and do this, then just keep your feet on the floor for now. All right, just for fun, let's see if we can lower down a little bit and come back up and still maintain that nice posture, chest lifted. Good, lower down and come back up. You can test yourself. You can go a little lower and still make it back up. Go for it. If you don't make it back up, then you know how low you can go. Good, inhale, exhale. Inhale, you guys look very serious right now. Exhale, that's important. I want to be really serious when you do this. Inhale, exhale. Feel a nice little burn right about here. Good, a few more times. If you need to just come back to staying upright, that's also an option. Has it been a few more times? Okay, all right, sit up nice and tall. All right, we're gonna do one other core technique here. So we're gonna lay on our backs and bring your legs straight up. Okay, you can have your hands behind your head or just on the floor. So keeping that low back nice and close to the floor, nice and supported. We're gonna lower our legs just about 30 degrees and pause. Your knees can be bent. If you feel any tension at your low back, go ahead and bend those knees. And lower down another 30 degrees. Good, and then lower down as low as you can and pick the head and shoulders up off the floor. Good, and then come back. Rest, we're gonna do it again. Okay, so again, bent knees will make this easier. Lowering less will also make it easier. So lower about 30 degrees, pause, breathe, think happy thoughts. Another 30 degrees-ish, firefighter math. And then lower as low as you can go. Pick the head and shoulders up off the floor. And rest. Again, legs up. Strong core, draw the rib cage in. 30 degrees, lower down. It's good if you're shaking. It means your muscles are really excited. Lower down. All the way down, head and shoulders up off the floor. Okay, and go ahead and splat down now. Just relax for a moment. All right, we really want strong cores to support us in all the work we do. But you know that already. All right, let's go ahead and roll over now back to the front, and we're gonna come down onto our bellies, and we're gonna now strengthen the back side of the core. So working on some low, mid, and upper back strength. So squeeze your legs together, press your hips down into the floor. And the first one, we're just gonna lift the feet and the hands off the floor. Keep your chin tucked slightly, and just feel the back side of your body engage. Hamstrings, glutes, low back, mid back. If you feel pain in your low back, then don't lift as high. Good, so squeeze those elbows in, shoulder blades together, fire up that whole posterior chain. And then exhale, rest down. You can make a pillow for your head. Turn your head to one side. Okay, so you can repeat that, or if you want to add on, you're gonna try to interlace your hands at your low back, palm to palm. Reach your knuckles down towards your heels as you float the feet up and lift the shoulders a little higher. So try to float the arms away from the body. The knuckles are helping lift you and pull you back more. Legs are squeezing together. We're breathing even though it's hard here. Strong core. Exhale. Lower down. Rest your head to the other side. Feel your heartbeat. Back to center. Back bends like this really boost our circulation, build a lot of heat in the body. So if you're feeling that, it's normal. Try to interlace your hands the awkward way, the other thumb on top. Knuckles pull back to help lift the chest, legs squeeze together. It's our last time here. If you feel like you can lift up a little higher, go for it. If you're being careful with your back, stay a little lower. Get long from the toes through the crown of the head. One more breath. It's harder than it looks. And exhale all the way down. Good. If you feel a lot of tightness in your back right now, feel free to just let your shins kind of go side to side, release the low back, or you could always take a child's pose. Otherwise, we're going to come into a chest opener, so move your blocks out of your way. Let's bring the left arm out to a 90-degree angle, and you're going to press the left shoulder, left elbow down towards the floor, left palm, and the right hand is going to come right next to the right shoulder. You're going to bend the right knee and lift the right foot and leg off the floor and roll towards your left side. So you're trying to get that left side of the chest to stretch. You can relax the head down. Yeah, you're going the other way, but that's fine. You do you, man. Just do both sides, it doesn't matter. So you can use the right hand to press down into the floor to get a little deeper stretch there if you want it. If this is uncomfortable in your shoulder, you could just arrange the left arm slightly differently, maybe walk the fingers up a little higher. Good, 2 more breaths here, smoothing it out. Now we're really slowing down, so come back to that breath. If you lost track of it, now's a good time to reconnect. It's a nice passive posture. You just set yourself up and then you breathe. The fronts of the shoulders, the chest muscles get really tight from being human, having poor posture, looking down, phones, driving, computers, everything else we do. So it's really important to stretch these out. Good. Roll back to center. Shake that arm out a little bit. And we'll set up on the other side. So about 90 degrees, but elbow can be a little higher, that's fine too. Plant down and push with the left hand, roll over to the right. You can relax the head down. So how far back that left foot goes also kind of helps direct how deep the stretch is here. Relax the shoulders down. Feel that right side of the chest stretching, opening. It's going to help us stand up a little taller when we leave here today. And then slowly roll back to center. Go ahead and shake that arm out. Good, let's bring the hands back under us. Press back to downward dog. It's our last downward dog, I promise. So get those hips up high. Press through the arms. Really sink the heels down this time. Finding that deepest stretch you can through the backs of the legs. And then start to walk yourself back to your standing forward fold. So if it's hard for you to fold here, don't worry. That's true for a lot of people. Just bend your knees more and try to get a little more slack in the hamstrings so that you can fold forward. Grab your opposite elbows here. Let your head hang down, shake it out. And then just let yourself kind of sway here. Let your upper body move a little side to side. Feel your head nice and heavy, hanging down towards the ground. Just decompressing the spine. Take a few more breaths here. You can bend and straighten the knees a little bit. Good, and from here, go ahead and come all the way down to your back. So we're gonna come into a spinal twist here. So let's grab the right knee, hug it in. Keep your left leg straightish. And you can either keep the knee bent and roll it over to the side. Or if you want to try to straighten that right leg out, that's another option. And you could just grab anywhere on that right leg that's available and let your leg come across the body. If you have room, take that right arm out to a T or a cactus shape, and then turn your head to the right. So if you want a little deeper twist, just push down with that left hand. Good. Hopefully you can get a nice hip stretch in there too, as well as the spinal twist that we're going for. You might even feel a stretch through your chest if you're really rooting down through that right shoulder. And engage the core, roll back through center, and switching sides. Straighten the left leg out, hug the left knee into the chest for a moment, relax the shoulders down. And then either keeping the knee bent or straightening the leg if you have space, take it across. Grab a hold of anywhere on the leg that you can reach, maybe someday your foot. And then take that left arm out to the left, turning the palm up, and turn your head to the left. Close your eyes. Notice where you feel this. Notice the length and the quality of the breath. And bend that knee, roll back to center. All right, one last hip opener here. We're gonna draw the knees into the chest and then take them out wide. So you're drawing your knees towards the armpits. You can stay here or you can reach for your ankles or your feet, coming into happy baby pose. So we're trying to draw the knees down towards the armpits. Show from the side here. So we're really using the strength of the arms to pull the knees down a little lower. Keep the hips on the ground if you can. And then maybe straighten one leg a little bit. Oh, we'll see what happens there. And come back to center, straighten the other one. If you want to rock a little side to side, you can. It's a playful pose, hence the name. Just going back and forth. If you can't move at all, don't worry. You're welcome to just stay here. You'll get plenty there too. All right, and then we'll bring the soles of the feet together. Let the feet rest on the floor. Let the knees come out wide. And just bring your hands to rest on your belly and your chest. Walk the shoulders down the back. Close your eyes. We've reached that time in your practice where you get to just completely relax and let go. So really release the legs and the hip sockets. Let them just reach down for the ground. Feel your breath moving. Just taking a moment to be grateful for this life. Human life is very precious. We know better than most people that it can be gone in an instant. Sometimes we forget. Just have gratitude for this day and our bodies and all the amazing things they can do. It is a gift. Let's go ahead and straighten the legs out now, and we're going to come into our full Shavasana pose. So feet are a little wider than hip distance. Let the toes roll out to the sides. Walk your shoulder blades down your back, palms turn up. Okay, it's the best part of the yoga practice. So just starting to completely relax the body. Notice where you're holding tension and let it go. Feel into your left foot, all the way up to the left hip. Relax that leg completely. Feel into the right foot. all the way up to the right hip. Let it go. Feel into your right hand, all the way up to the right shoulder. Softening and releasing. Left hand, up to left shoulder. Let it get heavy and sink down. Feel into the pelvis, the hips, belly, your chest, upper back, lower back, the neck, the head, the face. Relax every muscle in your body. Try to stay completely still. Sometimes that's the hardest pose to do, it's just stillness. Let your breath just move naturally. This is said to be the most important pose of the yoga practice, where we let everything integrate that we've just done. And we give ourselves a moment to let the nervous system reboot. As firefighters, we tend to be doers and helpers, but we need to make time to help ourselves have self-care as well. So just enjoy a couple more moments here. With your eyes still closed, start to deepen the breath. Just notice how your body feels right now. Notice, hopefully, a calm quality, a spacious quality in your body, as well as your mind. Starting to wiggle fingers and toes. Walking the legs back together. Reach the arms up overhead on the floor and just take a long stretch, reaching out from fingers to toes. And then let's hug the knees into the chest, roll over onto your right side and rest your head on your right bicep. Taking one last moment to pause. And walk yourself back up to seated, turning forward, sitting up as tall as you can, shoulders down the back. And then bringing the hands in. Thank yourself for showing up here today and for taking care of yourself so that you can continue to take care of everyone else in your life. Have a great day.